Yeah, thunderstorms rolling through the listening area. Be on the lookout for those if you're out and about. It's 8 minutes after 6 o'clock, and we thank you for being with us on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm kind of a thunder boomer myself. My name is Matt Murphy. I host The Gathering that we do from 3 until 7 every single day, Monday through Friday at least. We call it The Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk. You know, when you get older, Jackson, you get nose hairs. I'm not saying I have one, and I'm not saying it's bugging me.
Got some bats in the cave?
I'm not saying, no, that's a different thing. I'm talking about a nose hair, and I'm not saying I have one, and I'm not saying it's bugging me.
Got some hairy bats in the cave?
Look, if you guys want to tune over to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, and see what you can see, I mean, I'm not stopping you. By the way, have you seen this very nice, large canteen in here?
Yes, I thought that was yours.
That's not mine. I wonder whose it is.
Oh, I know exactly. That would be Mason Fleming's.
You think so?
I believe he left that in there when he sat down with you on Friday.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, so I can steal it with wild abandon?
Sure.
I mean, I'm not into thievery or anything.
It's not mine.
It's fancy.
It is very nice.
It's a nice container. I guess it's a water jug. All right, so tune in any way you can, and we hope to entertain you for the next hour or so. Lots to get into. I mean, man, oh man, the CBS is not canceling the Late Show because of Donald Trump. But apparently, according to the political left, CBS canceling the Late Show is now a threat to democracy. That's what they've said. There are many, including the moron who moved to Ireland, Rosie O'Donnell and others, they've decided, and their logic here is this. All right, just follow the logic, that CBS is owned by Paramount. Paramount is attempting to finalize a merger that needs final approval from the Federal Communications Commission and other agencies that Trump is in control of. The suggestion is that CBS settled their lawsuit with 60 Minutes because of this merger, and there may be a little something to that. I would strongly suggest to you that CBS and 60 Minutes settled the lawsuit with Donald Trump because they had no interest in going through discovery. The last thing 60 Minutes wants would be Donald Trump lawyers being able to rifle through their emails to see the communication regarding Donald Trump between employees of 60 Minutes. That's the last thing they want, because it would just completely shatter this fragile illusion that 60 Minutes is in any way neutral and unbiased, which is a load of garbage, and we all know it. But those that believe that 60 Minutes settled the lawsuit against Donald Trump because they want the Paramount merger to go through, they also believe that Donald Trump somehow has negotiated the cancellation of Stephen Colbert, somebody that no one really watches. The only people that watch Stephen Colbert are anti-Trump people anyway, because Stephen Colbert has told us, look, you run your show any way you want, but Stephen Colbert has made it clear that half the country need not watch because you're not going to approve of his politics, and he doesn't want you there. And so when you're already dealing with a format that is on shaky ground anyway, I mean, look, folks, when do you watch network television? I mean, and network television has now become just a basic part of cable television, I guess. So there's little to no separation between the two, although they're looked at differently with the Federal Communications Commission. Because technically, network TV is free. I mean, if you wanted to get a digital antenna, you could pick up these channels on a digital antenna for no money, if you so desire. But for the most part, people get them through subscriptions. I get network television through my YouTube TV. YouTube TV, you know, at one point, I considered it a great cost benefit as an alternative to cable. But now it's like $80 a month. It's not nearly as bad as cable, but it's getting there. And if I added up all the, I don't even want to do it. If I added up all the subscription-based services that I have, just name one, Jackson.
Disney Plus.
Got it.
HBO Max.
Got it. Can't remember the last time I watched it, but got it.
Prime Video.
Oh, yeah, got that. Got that with my Prime account on Amazon.
Hulu.
Got it.
Peacock.
Oh, yeah, got that.
Ooh, Peacock's great.
Oh, yeah, got a little peacock there as my little avatar when I sign into that. Hey, are you Murphy? Yeah, I'm that male peacock. Yes.
The one who pays for this.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other ones? Crunchyroll. You an anime guy?
A Crunchyroll. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I wanted to pick one that I knew you wouldn't have.
Don't got it. Don't got it. Apple TV. Got it.
Ooh, Severance. Great show.
Uh-huh. What else? YouTube TV. Got it. Mentioned that one.
Are there any others?
Yeah, there's probably others.
Oh, I'm forgetting one.
Netflix. Don't got it.
Really? Why?
Canceled it because I was annoyed with them. So you were not here for this, but I went through a hacker figured out my password was the same password for most of my things. And someone figured out my password for my email account, matt@murphyshow.com. And so through that, they got into all my stuff and they figured out what accounts I had and they started just hacking all of them. So I had to go through and change my password for everything. And Netflix was the biggest pain in the rear end. So much so that I finally got a person on the other end of the phone and I said, and we tried to work through it and they wouldn't work through it. And I said, oh, I'm just going to cancel you. If you can't figure it out, I'm canceling you. And they couldn't figure it out. And I said, well, cancel it. And they canceled it. I was like, well, screw you guys. They said, my alternative, well, you can sign in with a different email. No, I don't want to sign in with a different email because I said, I'm me. And they said, well, someone else claims to be you. And I said, well, I'm telling you that I'm me. Where you get your money from is me. I'm the guy that pays you the money.
Did you see what they were watching, the hackers?
No, they didn't. I don't know that they watched anything. I caught them quickly enough. But they were from out in Seattle.
Oh.
Where they hacked me from. Or at least that's where they
pinged.
They pinged, the IP ping. And so it was just such a big pain. So but I have to get it back because our good friend Dusty Slay, great comedian from right here in Nashville, Tennessee, who's got a Netflix special coming out this week. And Dusty may be on the show tomorrow in studio if he finishes up at Nissan Stadium early enough. Because he's got a Nateland podcast he's doing, and then he's out at Zany's tomorrow night. He's a busy guy. But he may be coming by, and I gotta re-up the Netflix subscription just for him.
Saw him at Zany's 2 years ago.
Funny guy.
He was excellent.
Funny guy.
Really, really good.
You know what his new special is called? His first special on Netflix was called Working Man. His new special is called Wet Heat. Just so
it's
good.
A wet heat.
Yeah, Wet Heat. It's so good. So anyway, yes, I understand how they get money off that, but yeah, with all of these accounts, I used to complain about paying Charter Spectrum $200 a month. And now I'm probably paying $400 a month for television. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I don't think I've watched live network TV outside of sports and major news stuff probably in 3 years.
I mean, any appointment watching that you have is appointment watching on one of these platforms.
I can catch it on streaming.
Right.
I'm not home at the time, so I'll catch it on streaming later.
I mean, and most of what I watch on things like YouTube, I mean, I keep YouTube for live television. I keep it for sports. That's it.
You got the sports package?
Uh-huh. I mean, I've got I've got everything I need from a sports perspective. So I want to watch live sports. I'll watch the British Open over the weekend, watch Scottie Scheffler dominate the competition, yada, yada, yada. I'll watch all manner of football this fall. But that and breaking news is it with me. That's it.
There's no other reason to watch.
So all that to say is late night television as a format is already dying, and these political leftists insist that Donald Trump is behind this and it's a threat to democracy. It's just a load of crap. If Donald Trump was behind it, all you need to know is if Donald Trump was behind it, Stephen Colbert would be out today. They wouldn't let him stay until May of next year, which they are. They're canceling the vote. Do you know how much? We talked about this on Friday, that there are 200 employees that work on that show. On a 1-hour talk show that happens 5 days a week. Now, I understand that we are not television. I understand that, I mean, we have a video component, though. You know how many people work on this show? 3. Mason does some stuff in the background on the video side. But other than that, it's Jackson, Ken Weaver, and me. Now, I'm not suggesting we don't need more hands on deck every once in a while. We do. But they had 200 people working on that show. You know how much that show cost?
$40 million, was it?
I thought it was more than that.
I think it might have lost $40 million.
No, I think it's like $200 million a year. $200 million a year to produce? $200 million a year. And you're losing $40 million a year. It doesn't matter what your ratings are. If that's how much you cost and you're losing that amount of money annually, anybody that's in this business knows that every entertainment medium, like a radio medium, a platform like podcasting or whatever, you have to balance advertising revenue, audience share, ratings. So you want to get good ratings, but if your ratings don't translate into cash flow, it doesn't matter what your ratings are. Similarly, and I think I heard Chad say this today, and he's right, that if you have lower ratings, but the people that view or listen to you support your advertising base, and your advertising base is strong, you'll stay on the radio. You'll stay on television. I promise you, if Stephen Colbert was making $40 million a year, he would not be canceled. And that has nothing to do with Trump whatsoever. Speaking of network or cable television, traditional broadcast, we watched the first show in, it's Shark Week. We watched, last night we watched Dancing with Sharks on Shark Week. I'm even stupider. I feel stupider for bringing it up than I did for watching it. It was awful. In the meantime, speaking of awful, Hunter Biden has come out of the woodwork. And when I first saw some of these videos of Hunter Biden giving an interview, I thought that they were fake. They were so over the top. I couldn't believe that these were not AI-generated videos, but they are not. I assure you, this is an exclusive interview that Hunter Biden gave to some fella. I don't even know who the fella is. But these two clips, are you going to give me the two? Give me the big one first. The first one's what, 2 minutes long, somewhere along that neighborhood? Hunter Biden is a political trust fund baby. Hunter Biden would not know hard work if it hit him on top of the head. Yet Hunter Biden wants to lecture us on hard work and all of these things. But first, I want you to hear what he thinks about his fellow Democrats, what he thinks about people like Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, and others that he considers to have thrown him under the bus. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a short time out. We'll set it up, and we'll play it for you on the other side, because this first clip, you don't want to interrupt it. And I've got news to get to and whatnot. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. That's in mere seconds. Well, minutes. But I guess seconds add up to minutes. Minutes add up to hours. The show has flown by today, I think. Thanks to our guest, to Ricky Skaggs. You can hear more on Ricky and his time in Nashville, Tennessee, and Hendersonville. New updates on his studio. He's got a big event coming up tomorrow night. You can check that out on the podcast. If you missed it, find the podcast at Supertalk 99.7 WTN on all of our podcast platforms. You can go to 99.7WTN.com. So Hunter Biden has a few things to say about how his daddy was treated in the waning months of his presidency. Let's just, this is the 2-minute clip, the longer. It is an exercise in hilarity, considering that we're not allowed to play you the commentary in its totality because, I mean, I have a potty mouth. I know that I do. I know people that dabble in cursing. I've never heard anything like this.
Opinions, but him, and everybody around him are not to be nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. George Clooney is not a actor. He is a I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. You, what do you have to do with anything? Why do I have to listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the New York Times to me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior speechwriters in, on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40-50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his.
Not to mention...
Who's Jake Tapper's audience? Jake Tapper...
My mom or something? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
For real, though. I don't even think it's your mom anymore.
No.
By the numbers, what influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news. And beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to after he put the book out.
Whoa.
You know, they did it.
Thought we missed that one.
Infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab, such a disservice to everybody that he serves with.
Well done, Jackson Williams, in that exercise in bleeping.
That might be my greatest producing feat.
I mean, my goodness gracious.
I swear a lot. I don't swear that much.
Me too. And me too. Oh, it gets better, though. He decided he's going to point his ire at others. Coming up in just a moment, our good swearing buddy Hunter wants to talk to you about hard work and illegal aliens. That's another clip that we'll play for you after the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. A lot of folks saying that Hunter Biden sounds like either David Spade, which I can hear that, or Dana Carvey doing a Joe Biden impersonation. Man, Dana Carvey, toward the end of Joe Biden's presidency, when Saturday Night Live decided to be more fair-minded and they could not avoid the mental incapacity that existed in the White House, boy, Dana Carvey's Joe Biden was just, so good. Did you watch any of that last year? Like when Dana Carvey came back and he did, what did you say? That was the guy that did Joe Biden. You
I know who Dana, church lady. Okay, so when we talked about TV earlier,
right.
I was wrong. The last live TV event I watched, like appointment television, was SNL 50.
Okay.
And I watch SNL pretty much weekly.
Okay, well,
So-
and they're back this fall. They'll have another slate.
Gonna be great.
Episode 50 or season 51. I've gotten back into watching them on occasion. I'm a degenerate gambler, so I play an online poker game some Saturday nights with some buddies of mine from Birmingham and around the country.
On the computer?
Mm-hmm. There are platforms where you can do that, as long as you don't take a rake. I mean, there's no rake allowed, but you set the stakes, and then one guy handles the Venmo, and you throw $50 on the table. You can do it if you want. I can get you in on it, Jackson.
Interesting.
We'll take your money. But anyway, so sometimes I do that, and I'll put on Saturday Night Live in the background. You know, you can – the table is pretty cool because you can see each other if you want. You can have video up, or you can have audio. We just kind of do audio only because you don't want to see me sitting there on the couch, picking my nose or whatever. But anyway, I watched Saturday Night Live, and they became more fair-minded. And, man, Dana Carvey. Oh, what are you talking about? Where are you at, Jack? Hey, what are you doing there? What? Huh? What? It's like Cracker Jacks. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying.
I love Weekend Update.
Great. Yeah, they do a pretty good job.
I feel like nincompoops in the news. That is their specialty.
When was it Colin Jost?
Colin Jost and Michael Che, Dream Team.
When they force one another, occasionally they'll have to do the other's jokes that they haven't seen.
Those are incredible.
Insanely funny.
Insanely
funny.
It is some of my favorite television every year.
Because Michael Che writes these
most racist, heinous
jokes, and then Colin Jost has to say them,
about like his wife or
suffer through them. How did Colin Jost pull that? By the way, my goodness, funny people are funny, I guess. I mean, and what is it? Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yes.
He's pretty funny in that he got himself a Blue Moon ad. Have you seen that Blue Moon ad?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
I'm a huge, two of my top SNL personalities, I guess you would call them, are Colin Jost and Michael Che.
I like them both. I like them on, and once again, they've gotten a little more fair-minded. They're always going to lean a little left and going after Trump, but that's fine. I don't mind that. But but if you've not seen the ad, Colin Jost goes to a bar and he orders a Blue Moon, and they serve it with a slice of orange. And he goes, "Oh, look at that slice of orange." And then the two oranges are over there, and one's got a slice out of the top of his head. Have you seen this?
Yes, I've seen it. It's a good ad.
And the bigger one is the dad. He's got glasses. And they're like, "Oh, he starts talking to the oranges, and they're like, "Oh, no, it's fine. You can." And he starts to bite them. They're like, "No!" He's like, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, we're just kidding. You can bite us." And then the best part is the end where the bartender walks back up. And she looks at him and looks at the oranges, and they're just oranges at this point. They don't have any eyeballs or whatever. And he goes, "The big one is the dad."
That freak you out a little bit?
Yeah, we lost power.
For a half second. That was crazy.
Anybody? Hello? We lost power.
Is this thing on?
I don't know if we're on or not, but we'll find out.
Michael Che and Colin Jost, they've been on the show since I was 13.
Cameras are down, nothing but the logo on YouTube. We are rebooting right now as we had a power blip here in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Another power blip in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, just off of Music Row. Hello. Let's hope that we survive until 7 o'clock. And then we can go home and not worry about it.
17 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, look, welcome. We're powering up. Might take a few minutes. That's what my television says.
Your TV behind you did not flicker, though, because when it turned off the other day... You remember what happened? We were on the French Riviera the rest of the show.
That's true. Up until this morning, I think Mandis was still on the French Riviera this morning, but they got it good. Radio's still good, says Patrick. Still on the radio, so that's good. Let's get to this final clip. Hunter Biden, hilarity ensues. Yes, we're considering paying Jackson by the bleep, and this would be a very lucrative day for him. Here's Hunter talking about illegal immigration. Let's listen to the insanity. Y'all tell me. Well, I'll save it till after you hear it. We might have to listen to it twice. Here's Hunter Biden on the issue of illegal immigration.
When am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your garden? Who do you think is here by the sheer just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance. And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the criminals?
There's so much wrong in that 30 seconds. It's going to be hard to dissect, but I'm going to give it a go. First and foremost, Hunter Biden sounds like a slave owner. I imagine if we had recording equipment back in the 1850s or early 1850s, this is what the slaveholders would have said to those that wanted to abolish slavery. Because you understand something. What is he talking about? He's talking about menial jobs that Hunter Biden has decided that the American people will not do, like cleaning hotel rooms and washing dishes and picking vegetables. I suggest to you that for far too long, these businesses have gotten away with underpaying these roles. And look, does it mean that we might ultimately, as consumers, have to pay a little bit more? Sure. But the American people have spoken loud and clear that we are willing to pay a little bit more for the ability to understand who is in our country and to have a legal process by which individuals come into this country. No one is suggesting that there should not be legal immigration processes. But in order to get it there, we're going to have to shut all of this crap down. But Hunter Biden says that those that broke the rules, Hunter Biden is one of these morons. You know, I like to ask the question, should there be rules for entering the United States of America? Well, what do you think Hunter Biden would say to that question? Apparently not. Apparently, he believes that if you just have the grit and determination to do it illegally, that you should be allowed to stay. Countries don't survive like that, bro. So open up the borders to anyone and everyone that wants to come, like your daddy did. And if you get here, you get to stay. Why would we have rules for immigration if that's how you're going to do it? No one is denying that some of the people that have come here have done so based on the lies presented to them by Democrats like you. Oh, if y'all get here, y'all get to stay. Nothing in the law says that. Nothing. And the Democrats are leaning in on the kindness of we as human beings that we're going to grant some grace for some of these folks. And frankly, at some point we will. At some point we will. But we're not near there yet. But let me promise you this. This elitist, holier than thou, never had to wash a dish in my life attitude, who's going to do your gardening? Hey, Hunter, I do my own damn gardening. How about that? I cut my own grass. You grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth that you then turned into some sort of cocaine apparatus. I'm not about to be lectured by a drug-addled, snot-nosed trust fund baby who never had to worry about anything in his life because daddy took care of it for him, who made crappy garbage pieces of art that sold for millions of dollars as a grift, who ought to be in jail for tax evasion. And I'm going to be lectured by you, of all people? Man, imagine how George Clooney feels being lectured by this clown. Imagine. No, the reason we play this is not because of all of the F-bombs, although that was fun. You know what's instructive? He's saying what the Democrats really think. I'm going to play it one more time, or Jackson will. I'm going to play it one more time. Hunter Biden is saying what the average Democrat really thinks. They don't want borders. And they want to suggest that you and I are somehow compassionless for expecting that there's borders. Major success on the southern border, by the way. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Here's one more time. Hunter Biden sounding like a slaveholder from the 1850s.
One am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think...
Hey, stop the tape for a second. Stop the tape for a second. Just so... Do you understand how condescending this is? That he's like, these are all jobs that Americans would never do. We're too good to clean bedrooms. We're too good to pick vegetables. We're too good to do any of these things. Now, I do understand that for too long, some in certain business models have taken advantage of low-cost labor, because businesses are going to do that. They're going to find the lowest cost availability there is. So if the government of the United States of America isn't going to do anything about illegal aliens in this country, the business community is going to take advantage of that. and they're going to try to find the lowest cost point available to them so that they can pass along those lower prices to consumers and gain market share. That's the way business works. But if you take away that competitive advantage, you're suggesting that you can't find America. What about all of the able-bodied people that are currently on Medicaid? What about all of the able-bodied people? There's like 5.4 million able-bodied Americans that have dropped out of the workforce that aren't even counted against the unemployment rate. What about those people, Hunter? No. Those people aren't doing the jobs because they're Americans and these jobs are beneath Americans. My God, you sound so racist and bigoted. That only the filthy brown person will do these jobs? That's the insinuation. And while it is a business reality that these jobs have been taken up by those groups, but only because they are in the shadows and they can be underpaid. But your attitude about bleep you and bleep me for what? For believing that the rule of law matters? Bleep me? No, buddy. Bleep you. Bleep you. And bleep you. It's 52 after the hour. No more bleeping, but one more segment to go. Larry wants to know when Afton's coming on the show. I have invited Afton Bain on the show on several occasions, even after we sat down and had a nice coffee together. We discussed the possibility of her coming on the show. She's not committed to a time or day, but I'm looking forward to it. Anytime she wants to come on, she is invited. Anytime Justin Jones. Look, I invite anybody and everybody that is of interest to this listening audience to come on the radio show. I do not prevent anyone from their point of view. I do not begrudge them their point of view. Now, we might argue a little bit about it, and I might disagree, and I might try to debate where I think they're wrong in terms of what the Constitution is all about, what the United States of America is all about, or whatever. But I don't begrudge people a different point of view. That's what America is all about. I find it fascinating that political leftists have now simply given up defending their point of view with argument. They have wild accusation. They have ad hominem attacks at their disposal. They don't have argument anymore. I mean, look no further than, what's his name, Jeff Daniels. He was being interviewed earlier. I posted this on my X Machine feed at Matt Murphy Show. Maybe I have time for this. I don't have time for it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But this schmuck is screaming about Donald Trump destroying democracy, and we don't have any decency anymore in the world. And like, what is he talking about? The Democrats have been screaming about Nazis and fascism and authoritarianism. I mean, they do the same thing on the other side of the aisle. Let's see. WNBA. Oh, did you see the WNBA? Pay us what you owe.
I saw it.
Aren't they subsidized by the NBA?
In some way, I believe, yes. I don't know enough about it.
Well, if they want more money, I mean, they certainly, unionize, see what happens. Be good.
They have a union, players' union.
Do they? I didn't get to my Superman review. It's good.
Tomorrow.
It's good.
Save it for tomorrow.
It's good. There. Review over. More tomorrow. Mark Levin next. Hug your loved ones, everybody. So long.